Part 2. 8:45 p.m. September the 12th, 2009, Medina, Spain. Raymond Meir from Scotland was on holiday in Medina, where for 2.5 minutes he filmed a UFO from the balcony of his hotel room. Mr. Meir said that after filming the object, it moved towards the hotel before turning on its end and travelling up vertically until it was out of sight. At one point in the video it does appear to have changed position from horizontal to vertical. He has placed the video on YouTube, where already hundreds of people have viewed it. He hopes that someone may recognise the object and or have an answer as to what it might be. The object appears to have 3 appendages from a central point. A link to this video and others can be found in our show notes at www.UKUFONW.co.uk.
United Kingdom UFO Network with Lloyd Bayliss.
31st of August 2009, Rugby, United Kingdom. At 8:20 p.m, qualified pilot David Camella was in the garden of his partner's home looking up into the night sky at the stars. David trained as a private pilot at Coventry Airport, approximately 10 miles away, and is very familiar with aircraft traffic flying in and out of Coventry and Birmingham Airport. At this time he saw a circular object move from behind a cloud into his view. He called his partner out into the garden, who also observed the whole incident with him. He estimated the height of the object to be between 1,500 and 2,000 feet. It was moving somewhere between 80 to 100 miles per hour. His view was unobstructed, and he could tell it was not a balloon or normal aircraft. It was circular in shape and had a build that looked like flower petals extending outwards from the centre. The petals appeared to be glowing as if they were lit from the inside. Overlaid from the centre of the object also appeared to be petal-shaped layers, and again glowing a yellowy orange. There was no sound at all emanating from the UFO as it moved to the northeast. Mr. Camella watched for approximately 40 seconds when a second craft, identical to the first, came into his view. It was at the same altitude and heading in the same direction as the first. Both objects were approximately 1 mile apart. Eventually the 2 UFOs moved behind a cloud and were not seen again. Mr. Camella estimates they travelled approximately 3 miles across the sky, while he had them in his view for about 1 minute. Witnesses report seeing a strange occurrence at approximately 6:30 p.m. on October the 7th, 2009 in Walvis Bay, Namibia, Africa. Statements range from an object that exploded with a loud thud before lighting the whole sky red, to something crashing into the sea leaving a smoky trail behind it. As reported at allafrica.com, it has caused people to speculate on the sighting being a UFO, a missile launch, or an aircraft crash. A team from the Namibian Sea Rescue Institute was sent to investigate. They searched the site for 3 hours but found nothing. The report they received was that it was a crashed aircraft. Defence Permanent Secretary Petrus Chivut said that as far as it being a missile launch, there was no such thing. One witness stated, "I have never seen anything like it in my life. It was just too weird." One final theory put forward by the authorities is that it may have been a meteorite falling to Earth. As reported recently in the German magazine Bild.com, an investigation has begun in Zimbabwe, Africa, where a mysterious creature, part man, part goat, was found. Officials, including Governor Jason Machia, visited the village of Mabalini and viewed photographs of the strange creature and spoke to witnesses. Villagers had already cremated the body. The officials, including police officers, said that the head belonged to a human but the body belonged to a goat. 46-year-old Neoni, the owner of the goat which gave birth to the creature, said that she could not understand what had happened. The mother goat had given birth over time to 15 kids, all offspring of the same father, and this had never happened before. Elders of the village suspected witchcraft was behind the birth of the hybrid, whereas younger village people thought it might be a secret government genetic experiment. The local dogs, who would normally play with the goats, would go nowhere near the creature, said villagers. A link to photographs of the hybrid can be found in our show notes. The History Channel, USA only at the moment, aired a new documentary on October the 19th, 2009, directed by James Fox, called I Know What I Saw. The 1.5-hour documentary, narrated by Fox, will challenge our reality, so it says on the official website. He assembled the most credible UFO witnesses from around the world to testify at the National Press Club in Washington, D.C. Air Force generals, astronauts, military and commercial pilots, police officers, government and FAA officials from 7 countries all spoke out publicly that, from their own experiences, UFOs are a real phenomenon. Witnesses from France, England, Belgium, Chile, Peru, Iran, and the USA speak of their experiences and show credible evidence to back up their statements. United Kingdom UFO Network has seen the documentary and would advise its listeners to do the same. Some of the evidence you will have seen and heard before, such as retired US Air Force Colonel Charles Holt and Sergeant James Peniston's Christmas 1980 experience at the United States Air Force bases in Bentwaters and Woodbridge, UK. Peniston's original drawings of markings on the side of a UFO he encountered in Rendlesham Forest are analysed by an expert with some surprising results. Much of the documentary is new and bang up to date. It asks the question, unlike other governments worldwide, why is the US so slow in releasing details or admitting that they also investigate UFO reports? Here are some comments you might be interested in from the I Know What I Saw website. Fife Symington, former Arizona governor. This is the most compelling documentary I've ever seen on the subject of UFOs. It has a laser beam focus and presents an undeniable body of evidence which will turn the biggest skeptics into believers. James Fox has provided us with a unique public service by bursting through the veils of secrecy and giving us the startling facts. Larry Landsman, Network Production Executive, The Roswell Crash, Startling New Evidence. As someone with almost 30 years experience in the entertainment industry, I have to say that I Know What I Saw is truly one of the most credible films on UFOs I've ever seen. The juxtaposition of all the new first-hand evidence alongside the filmmaker's personal journey to uncover the truth is totally compelling. James Fox's tenacity and unshakable faith really comes through loud and clear. Edgar Mitchell, Apollo 14 astronaut. The most compelling film on the subject to date. Visit the documentary website at www.iknowwhatisawthemovie.com. This is Lloyd, for the United Kingdom UFO Network.
United Kingdom UFO Network with Joe Collett.
As reported in the North Devon Journal, dated the 10th of September 2009, 2 police officers from the Devon and Cornwall Constabulary here in the UK recently came forward to describe their UFO sighting on March 31st, 1993. PC Nick Porter from Barnstable Police Station said that when he read of the sighting in a recent issue of the North Devon Journal, he felt he had to tell his side of the story and said that he remembered the incident very clearly. PC Porter and PC Hughes were working the night shift when driving from Higher Cloverley to Hartland. They saw an object in the sky travelling from the direction of Bideford Bay. PC Porter stated that the object was triangular in shape with 3 bright white lights at each corner. Each light laid a vapour trail in the sky. Both officers thought at first that it was an aircraft. However, when they got out from their police car, it was quite clear to them that the object was in fact a UFO. As the object moved away from them, it was completely silent. The officers did not radio the incident back to their control room at the time for fear of disbelief, but they did report it a short while later and found that their colleagues from Linton had seen the same thing. PC Mitchell and PC Cotty were on duty in North Rackham when they saw the object over Linton. Now a detective sergeant based in Bideford, Barry Mitchell said the strangest thing about his sighting was the lack of correlation between its size and its noise. There was no logic to it, he said. I'm not saying it was aliens or anything like that, but it was definitely an unidentified flying object. PC Porter also stated that they visited Mowenton monitoring station and spoke to the government intelligence about the incident. He said that the response from the government department was negative, but this did not convince PC Porter, who said, they would have seen something coming into our airspace, but I guess that would be subject to secrecy anyway.
End of part 2.